What's happening, Magnus Sites? Mr. Norfleet, you are the lucky person of the day that will have your question answered as I continue to listen to the footsteps of the Magnus Sites in the distance, marching forward to 1 million subscribers. Now, this brother sent me an email with a video attachment. And I like this because whenever y'all have a lot to say, I prefer you do it in video, okay? Now, the man is in his late 30s and he is having a midlife crisis, okay? It's said that people can have 1 to 3 or more midlife crises, okay? Because what happens is there are certain stagnant points in your life, and you know, you feel like you're running in place, you feel like you're not even accomplished anything, and you feel that something needs to be done. You feel like time is running out. And I took some notes while listening to this brother. So he says he's around my age, and he's actually correct. Most of y'all think that I'm in my early to mid 20s. I'm actually almost 37 next month. Ain't that crazy? I don't feel like. I feel like literally I'm in my early 20s. That's the way I feel. And it's probably the reason why I focus on my perfect age was 22. I remember how I felt and looked at that age. And I always focus on 22. I think I'm probably going to look this way for a very, very long time. But anyway, so says he's around my age and he feels like he's having this midlife crisis. He feels like he isn't going anywhere. But I'll tell you this, he's not married, and he says he's not in a rush to be married, which is cool. You should get married when it feels right. When the time is right, a man absolutely knows. In our society, a lot of times women are pushed to be married at a certain age, so they create this timeline in their head. A man and a woman should be married when the time is right, but that's a different video. Now listen to this. You see, I mean, to me, brother, you sound actually pretty accomplished, because he said in his video that he feels less accomplished than I am. I'm going to tell you something, okay? You are more accomplished than I've ever been so far, considering the few things that you've done already. And he wants to know, have I had any midlife crisis? Which I'm going to get into in a second. But this is what he's done. He's been in the importing and exporting business. He's taught English. He has online businesses. He writes and he sings Chinese music. First of all, look, I don't speak Chinese, okay? I don't even speak a second language. And you sing and write Chinese music. Shit. I wish I could do that. And he says that people are telling him that his voice is very good and they want him to start singing. They really want him to start singing. Like, really want him to start singing. Shit. Look, man. As far as I'm concerned, if I met you on the street and me and you just start having a conversation, I would think that you are accomplished. I'd be like, damn, I need to get my shit together. You see that? From your perspective, you're like, I need to get my shit together. From my perspective, I'm like, you know, I need to get my shit together. So, but I'm going to tell you this. It's okay that you're having this, and everyone's going to have it at different times in their life. I've already had 3, and I'm going to talk to you about those 3 that I had. But you're having yours now, and that's fine because you've already done a few things. When I had my first, I hadn't done shit, okay? So you've already discovered some talents you got. You're already in business. You're living in another country. You know a second language. Maybe you know even more that you didn't even mention. So I'm Tyrone. Magnus is here to tell you that my hat is off to you. You're doing your thing. All right? But I understand you want more. It's all relative. Success is relative. Your success is different from mine. And you're saying to yourself, I need more. And that's fine. Go for more. Okay? But what you're going to have to do, you're going to have to focus on what you really want. Write down what you really want out of life at this stage. And if it's vague, even if you say to yourself, I just want to feel accomplished, that's fine. Because if saying, I just want to feel accomplished makes you feel great, you focus on that, something is going to come into your life that's going to make you feel accomplished. An opportunity is going to present itself. Something is going to happen. So let me tell you about my 3 midlife crises on Earth too that I had. That's a DC joke. All right, now the first one I had, I was 27. Okay, and at this point in my life, my mom had died, and I was homeless. And at the time, I didn't have a girlfriend, although I was dating women at this time. But I'd gone absolutely nowhere. I was just a man in a depressing heap. And by the way, I know you said you're not depressed. You said it gets you down from time to time. But a successful string and sequences of getting down from time to time will lead to depression, so I'm glad you're talking to me now. But anyway, so I said to myself, fuck this. I need to become a man. My mom, I was a sheltered young man, and you know, my mom babied me and my brother so much that we were naked when she died. You know, it was like, it was just ridiculous, how weak me and my brother were when she went. So I said to myself, you know what? It's time to get yourself together. It's time to become self-sufficient. It's time to become successful. And that's when I bought Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Totally changed my life. I had already been on the right road with my health because I had bought natural cures they don't want you to know about. So, hell, some people say you're wealthy if you got a lot of money. Some people say you're wealthy if you have your health. I bought 2 books that were going to give me both. So, that was my first. Sarah met me amidst my first midlife crisis, which is kind of interesting now that I think about this. The next midlife crisis came when I was, say around 34 or 35. That's when I said, and this is funny too, because if she sees this video, she'll probably laugh. But I have a friend that I went to high school with. Name's Connie. Y'all may know her as Ms. Berry if you've seen her on For the Love of Ray J. Now, I remember sitting there watching her on this show and saying to myself, wow, I have not seen Connie in years. She looks absolutely fabulous. Wow, look at the changes she has made. Wow, look at this. She's on TV. She's in the public eye. She's doing her thing. And some of y'all might know, Love for Ray J. Ain't that? Look, to me at that time, because my one of my goals was to be on TV, to be a model and stuff, I was like, damn, she's doing her thing. And she started getting a lot of opportunities after that. I said, shit, man, if Connie can do it, that only inspires me. Not talking down on her. Well, if she can do it, I can know. I was like, wow, Connie, you really do it. I was like, you know what? Let me try my hand at modeling again. So, I I happened to be in the mall one day, and one of those, I think it was called Nija. It's called Nija Talent Agency or whatever. And let me see how I'm doing on time real quick. Okay, we're doing good. So, they were stopping people, trying to get you parents to sign their kids up. And I stopped and I said, you know something? Do you take adults? And they said, yeah, absolutely. So I signed up. They called me. I went in for a little interview. Ended up signing me up for, a picture package and all this shit. And my brother at the time, because we weren't speaking to each other, we weren't on good terms, he was working for a real agency. He found out later on and he said to me, yo, man, you went with Nigel, they're a fucking racket. Like, yo, they're bullshit. But when your thinking is right, the facts don't count. they don't matter. And what I mean by that is that you can do something maybe not the perfect way or the perfectly right way, and opportunities will open the door, because a legitimate agency that Nigel happened to be shopping actually said, all right, you got some talent, let me take a look at them, maybe there's something there. Well, I was one of the faces that she wanted to see and meet with. Met with her. She told me, even though I wanted to be a model, I needed to learn to act, because models need to learn to act nowadays. So I learned to act, and after she saw me present my monologue, she said, I want you to go to this contest. It's called IMTA. I think you can win. You know, with that Hollywood dream in your head and hearing all about all the failures, I'm like, yeah, you think I can win? Right. I go to IMTA, I come out the winner. Couldn't fucking believe it. Okay? That first midlife crisis was becoming a man. The second midlife crisis was finding my passion, finding something I wanted to dedicate the rest of my life to, finding something that would make me happy, something that I could make money off of, but it wasn't a job. It was just me. It was life, passion, living. That's what I found at that second one. My third one was not, it was very unexpected. It was a dip. It came during a dip in my life, which they all come. But it was a dip that I didn't expect to go through. I was having issues financially and personally with certain things, and I shut down. If y'all had seen me, y'all would have been like, wow, like what the fuck is wrong with him? If a lot of my subscribers are watching, there was a point where I disappeared for a little bit. That was that time. And it was an emotional blockage that I had. It was something I was not dealing with in my life, that I did not know that I had buried. So it was causing issues, and it's funny how it can cause, so one problem can cause issues financially and emotionally. Just imagine how it's funny how it can encompass a few things. But anyway, so that one was probably the hardest midlife crisis that I've had. But what's interesting is that, and which is what I meant to say, not imagining, is that although I'm still dealing with it, because it was buried blockages and walls that I built from going through certain stages in my life and dealing with certain hardships. I didn't know I had it. See, I'm just like you guys, you know what I mean? I'm following my passion, but I'm a regular person and I've got my own issues that I deal with. If you were in my life every day, you wouldn't say, wow, his life is so great and so perfect. You'd say, holy shit, he deals with what I deal with, but he deals with it in a different way. And that's the reason why he's happy. It's all with how you deal with your hardships. It's all with how you see things. You know, I don't see things half empty, I see things half full. So, with this last midlife crisis, no matter with how it turns out, what decision I ultimately make, I know that just like the other two, I'm going to come out on top, and I'm going to come out better than ever than I have ever been. And that's how you need to look at things. Don't worry about it, man. Don't think about it as a stumbling block. Think about it as a thinking spot. Whenever you have these midlife moments, stop and think. Stop and think. Just assess the situations. Maybe write down your feelings, how you're feeling, because that makes the mind work. It makes the mind work on the issue. One thing that I think Thomas Edison used to do, that I discovered by accident, was that he would lay and he would drift off into sleep. Now, we've all known the point between consciousness and sleep. It's really hard to explain, but some of the hardest issues and problems that you have can be solved at this time, because the mind and the subconscious, they're all working together. And I believe, don't quote me on this, both hemispheres are synced in the brain. I've come up with the greatest answers to almost all of my problems in this stage of sleep. Let me check the time again. All right, still doing good. Y'all are gonna absolutely laugh at me. You absolutely laugh. But the first time I discovered this type of problem solving in mid-sleep was after I saw The Matrix. And I had saw it over a friend's house. I never went to the theater to see it. And I saw it and I didn't fucking understand it. And I'll never forget it. One day I just happened to be laying in bed. And I was in that stage. I woke up and I was like, holy shit! Copper top! The machines are using them as fucking batteries. They're asleep in the Matrix. They keep them in that suspended animated. I was like, it was just funny because a lot of people were talking about the movie. A lot of people didn't understand it. And a lot of people, you know, I remember reading an article that they said that it was such an intelligent movie, they were surprised it was made. So I didn't feel so bad for not understanding it. So that was the first time. And then as other things happened, other problems got solved, I was like, holy shit, there is something about this. And then when I read about Thomas Edison, which is who I believe it was, it may have been someone else, but I think it was Thomas Edison, I was like, I discovered it by accident, and maybe he did too, but he knew about it and he used it. So just try to relax, maybe meditate, you know, I just notice whenever it always happens when I'm usually on my way to sleep and I've got an issue, my mind works it out. It happens every single time. Matter of fact, I got an issue right now that I'm going through that I'm actually working toward a solution on, and I get a feeling it's going to be the right solution, and but I'm not sure yet. I've always got my issues, just like you guys always have your issues. It's just how I learn to deal with my issues that make the damn difference, y'all. You got to remember that. So right now, I'm still putting the pieces together because I'm kind of at a fourth midlife crisis in a way. I don't know. I think actually, no. I'm still dealing with the third. Okay, so it's really interesting how it's turning out and the things that are starting to happen and pop up in my life because of it. So just keep in mind, whenever you're feeling great and problems start to enter your head or your mind or your life, keep in mind a lot of times these are signals to direct you, okay? These are things to say, aha, wait a minute, or to wake up your consciousness. You know, things like that. You ever be driving along and you get that highway hypnosis and something wakes you up, whether it's a bird or a squirrel running across the street, it's something. Lightning striking, it's something that wakes you up and takes you out of that. Sometimes you're on autopilot and you need a wake-up call. All right? So I hope I've helped you. I know this has been long, but it spoke to me because me and you going through the same thing, and I've already went through 3. When you're starting to get on your 1, you're an accomplished man. Stay confident. You're going to be just fine. Oh, man, subscribers. Woo!